been having some really nice flying days at Torrey, but today things are going to be a little different. It's actually a review of a Fastback from Advance that I recently purchased. I've had the old one for a bit, but in most ways I like the new one much better. And maybe one thing that might turn you off to it, but let's see. I had tried using a paramotor Fastback that was really nice, probably just for the wing. I tried putting my harness in there and it's really too bulky, really not made for that. I mean, the plus side was it actually went with my Advance DLS wing, but the shoulder straps were okay, again, just with the wing, but there's no chest strap and certainly no waist belt. So looking for something different. I had been using the earlier version of the Advance Fastback. Here it is on the lime green cover. It's pretty nice. I liked using it. It actually had two stages. You have the inner pouch, which you put your wing in, and then a zippered cover. The one benefit, it is lighter, and that may be the one thing that you may say, yeah, I like this better. Here you can see the pouch where the wing goes, had a cord with a lock on it, and then the zippered cover that went over that. Now the one thing that really drew me to the new version was a couple of things. One, on the old version, the chest straps, or excuse me, the shoulder straps were adequate, not really that padded, but again, I think in this version of the Fastback, they really wanted to keep things light. And so it worked out pretty well. There was a chest strap, but no waist belt on this particular one. On the newest version of the Fastback, you can see right away the shoulder straps are much more padded and heavy duty. But the one thing I really love on this is now the waist belt. Now you can take this waist belt out if you don't like the bulk, you want to save some weight, or you just don't think it's going to be necessary. Not something I plan to do, but that is something you can do. On the waist belt you also have two pouches, one that is zippered, and then the other one is simply a nice expandable pouch. There's also a nice zipper along the left side of the Fastback, and you can put in some clothing, gloves, instruments, whatever you might need. There's also another zippered pocket along the top. On the inside of the Fastback, where you put your wing, there's a very nice, large and long space to stow your risers. And then to buckle everything up, you have two of them. Really cinches things up, compresses the whole unit. And you can also use these straps to put some clothing in, which I often do. I think compared to the earlier version, the new Fastback is seems much more heavy duty and can withstand a little bit more abuse if you do that. A little more compact. Here I have some clothing underneath those straps. Just really compresses to a nice little backpack. So I've had some real nice flying days at Torrey, though it's been an on and off again year. Things now pretty brown. That's usually typical for most of the seasons here in Southern California. But man, I can remember this last spring. It was pretty unique. Absolutely beautiful. We had a lot of rain, beautiful flowers. Something I do miss, and I look at these pictures and go, boy, I just hope 2024 we get a repeat of that. This is my Pi 3, which I'm stowing in the Fastback. and this is the Easiness 3 harness. I can keep the wing attached to the harness or just use that riser bag to separate it. And then once everything is in, all nice and tidy, I just pull the strap tight. It has a little lock on that strap. And then I just use those outer buckles to draw everything really compact. Really a nice system. I have two of these, and I have one for my Pi 3 and one for my DLS, and Advance has these mini wind socks that I use just to identify the wing, just so I know I end up at the launch site with the right one. Now if I'm going for a long hike and fly, I'll still pack my wing into my harness. I have the Easiness 3 and Progress 3 reversible harnesses, and I'll just put that Fastback in there. So if I land and don't want to fold up the wing again, if it's not too long to hike to the car, I'll just use the Fastback. Makes for a really nice setup. This is the Easiness 3 harness here. And again, whenever I go hike and fly, I usually use this wing. If I think it's going to be a big thermaling day, I'll use the Progress 3. So this was another very nice day flying to Torrey. I had been out actually for quite some time. It was a beautiful day, nice wind, not too many pilots out. But as I was coming back, I said, I better land because I think things are getting a little too south. The wind's dying down a bit, and I noticed a lot of the pilots were getting a little bit lower and barely even with that ridge. So I kited for a little bit, thought about it, and said, well, if I do go down, I can really try the Fastback and see how that works. So that was my reason. I figured, what the heck, if I do go down, not bad at all. I'll just take a chance. So I was out for a pretty good time again, flew way north, but as I came back towards the landing area, I was really losing the wind and getting pretty low. Yeah, I was really scratching, hoping I could get back up, but as I was heading north again, you can see that tandem really hugging the cliff. Even though I had technically the right of way, I wasn't going to press it because tandems rarely move out of your way. And I can understand it. In a sense, they have a passenger, they don't want to hike back up. So I said, okay, that's no problem. So I made my approach and committed to landing. And as I'd made this turn, I realized I'm going to be landing downwind. Well, no time to make any changes. So I just know I'm going to skim along the sand for a little bit, and I'll just pull up right at the last minute and touch down there. But I really kicked myself. That's really not a mistake I want to keep repeating. So there's always something to learn and keep in mind with every flight. Okay, so here's my modeling portion of the review of the Advance Fastback. And by the way, this is the 160 liter. They do make a tandem much larger, 200 liter. Way too big for my wings. But overall, I really, really like this new version of the Fastback. You may want something lighter, in which case you can remove that waist belt, and that's maybe the one thing that the older version has going, but not enough to keep me from really liking this Fastback. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or maybe there's a Fastback you've been using you really like. In the meanwhile, thanks for watching. Take care and fly safe. See you in the next one.